Hey there! Welcome to Six Educast. I'm Ilian as host. Today we're talking about utilizing technology for a better future. How can we make most of the technology to improve education life and everything in between? It's not just about gadgets or apps. It's about making everything smarter and more connected. Let's dive in and explore how we can create a brighter tomorrow through tech. Did you know? In 1994, OECD defined learning technology as theory and practice of designing, developing, utilizing, managing, and evaluating process and resource for learning. This definition is more professional than the definition of learning technology in 1997 and describes the areas of learning technology. The first one is designing. This initial phase entails drafting the learning experience blueprint. It comprises determining learning goals, assessing the requirements of students, and choosing the best teaching methods or tools. To build engaging and successful learning environments, designers take into account elements such as learning characteristics, the difficulty of the content, and the intended learning results. And the second one is developing. The development stage starts when the design is complete. Developing means making and producing educational content and resource. This covers the creation of educational resources, software, digital media, and other instruments that aid in the learning process. It includes choosing suitable media formats, creating content, and making sure the created products are usable and accessible. The third one is utilizing. It entails choosing and putting into practice the right tools and techniques to support learning. This entails selecting the appropriate resources and methods to meet certain learning goals and student requirements. It also entails making sure that technology is used successfully and efficiently, offering instructor and student support and training, and seamlessly integrating technology into the learning process. The fourth one is managing. Managing entails the general coordination and supervision of the educational process. This covers the distribution of resources, technical assistance, and evaluation. It includes running learning platforms, making sure that technology is available and functional, helping users with technical issues, and monitoring the general caliber and efficacy of the educational process. And the last one is evaluating. It entails determining how well technology and learning experience work in order to guide future planning and development. This entails gathering information on learner outcomes, examining how technology affects learning, and applying the results to decide how best to proceed with learning technology projects in the future. Both formative and summative evaluation are used to track development and gauge overall efficacy. These 5 areas describe learning technologies such as design, including learning system design, message design, and learning strategies. Developments such as print technology, AV technology, computer-based technology, integrated technology. Utilization such as media utilization, innovation diffusion, implementation and institutionalization. Management covering the management of educational technology through planning, organizing, coordinating, and supervising. Evaluation covering problem evaluation, measuring benchmark criteria, formative and summative evaluation to assess the progress of learning. So, what did you learn from the educational technology domain? Let's break down the world of educational technology with me in a few seconds. Educational technology not just about slapping a computer in a classroom and calling it a day. It's a complex dance of theory and practice where we're constantly designing, developing, utilizing, managing, and evaluating learning experiences. Of course, each domain has its own role and strengths that are needed to create a complete learning experience. However, for today's podcast, we will focus on the utilization domain and how it plays a role in learning. Alright everyone, are we all ready to go? Let's make sure we are paying attention and prepared to dive in. First of all, we will know first what is meant by domain utilization. Domain utilization is the process of utilizing various fields or domain of technology to achieve certain goals. In the context of education, this means utilizing technology according to learning needs both for students, teacher, and educational institution. For example, imagine an online learning platform like Moodle or Google Classroom. Its domain involves various aspects of technology, such as data storage, accessibility, communication, and evaluation. By optimizing the use of this domain utilization, we can ensure that learning becomes more effective and inclusive. Okay, let's take a break for a second. Is everyone on the same page with me? I hope everyone's still on the same page with me. Let me ask you another question. Do everyone have a comprehensive understanding of the concept and theory given thus far? Yes, I believe everyone has a good understanding of the concept and theories presented so far. Okay, back again at Six Educast. This time, we will go into utilizing technology in greater depth. Have you ever been curious to know about this from someone who has direct experience with utilizing technology? First of all, we've got this information from Mr. Nur Anwar, and Giska Anugrah Yuhendra will provide the information. Furthermore, we have looked into the material that will be discussed this time. Especially our focus is related to online classes which were just implemented a few months ago at Bina Insani Bandung. Let's have a peek at his perspective on the subject. So, this is our first question. Does the use of technology in the school increase student engagement in learning?
Student involvement is less active due to network constraints than due to hybrid, making tutors or teachers sometimes forget about students who are online, so that learners who are in virtual space are less monitored than the limited facilities. Also makes students tend to be more monitored in online chat or our WhatsApp group than during the online learning process.
Yeah, I can see that. While hybrid learning approaches provide flexibility, they can also lead to lower student engagement in online contexts. When teachers are physically present in the classroom, their focus is naturally pulled to in-person pupils, sometimes overlooking the needs of virtual learner. This imbalance can lead to a less interactive and personalized experience for online users.
Yes, we are on the same page. Furthermore, the reliance on digital platforms for communication might occasionally overshadow the primary learning process. Online chat groups and messaging apps such as WhatsApp are useful for asynchronous communication, but they might limit real-time engagement and feedback. Students may feel disconnected from the class and less inclined to actively participate in debates and activities.
Wow, it turns out that there are challenges to enhancing students' involvement, one of which comes from students and teachers. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What are the deciding considerations in selecting the best technology for online learning?
Starting from the use of learning management system such as Google Classroom, which is less interactive. So, with that, Bina Insani Bandung facilitates interactive media such as Google Meet Learning.
While I appreciate the summary, I'd like to see a more in-depth review of your answer. Could you elaborate on the process of change?
Yes, of course. Google Classroom provide an organized environment for online learning, but they frequently lack the real-time interaction and engagement that traditional classrooms give. To address this constraint, Bina Insani Bandung has incorporated interactive media, such as Google Meet, into the learning process. Bina Insani Bandung has made its learning environment more dynamic and participatory by using video conferencing solutions, such as Google Meet. This enables real-time conversations, question and answer sessions, and collaborative activities, which foster a stronger feeling of community among students and teachers.
Wow, your explanation has prompted me to research deeper into this facility subject. How about the transition of media?
This transition to interactive media not only improves the learning experience, but also bridges the gap between online and traditional education. It takes a more comprehensive approach to learning, combining the flexibility of online platforms with the engagement of in person interaction.
Yes, I agree with that. Taking into consideration all of the needs of online class participants is critical to developing an inclusive and effective learning environment. Each participant brings their own circumstance, learning style, and technical abilities to the online classroom. Ignoring these individual variances might result in frustration, disengagement, and poor learning experience.
Yes, exactly. Instructor can build a sense of belonging and encourage active involvement by actively listening to participants' input, providing clear instructions and support, and modifying learning materials and delivery methods to meet the different requirements of their students. This inclusive approach not only improves the overall quality of online education but also enables students to realize their full potential.
Okay, I see that. Previously, Bina Insani Bandung had considered every need of online class participant. Well, we are interested in knowing the effectiveness of technology. How does Bina Insani Bandung use technology in online class teaching and learning activities?
For now, learning needs have not been maximalized yet. Teaching and learning activities run only in the form of Google Meeting and assignment through WhatsApp group in the form of project given. Some tutors have used Canva as learning support. However, some have also used other applications, such as the Padlet application. Tutors can be said to have used Canva because they have a learning account. Then, discussing the material taught, references are given through links and sent through social media, namely WhatsApp group.
I got it, very detailed. So, it means that related teaching materials such as modules are also sent via WhatsApp group, right?
Yes, that's correct. While using WhatsApp groups to distribute instructional materials may appear handy, it has some drawbacks that may prevent successful learning. To begin, WhatsApp is primarily a messaging app and not intended for educational purposes. It lacks features such as version control, easy organizing, and accessibility for pupils of varying technological ability. Second, relying only on WhatsApp might result in information overload as messages can become buried in the shuffle of personal discussion and unnecessary content. This might make it difficult for students to stay on track with critical tasks and deadlines. Furthermore, WhatsApp groups frequently lack an organized learning environment, making it difficult to provide timely feedback and efficiently answer student questions.
Okay, I'm very interested in discussing accessibility for participants in the use of this technology. Is the technology used equally accessible to all participants, including those who may have technical limitation or are unfamiliar with the use of technology? As we know, the technology used in online learning should be intended to be globally accessible, meeting the needs of all participants regardless of technical ability or physical restriction. This includes giving clear instruction, various information formats, and technological support to individuals who may need it. While technology has the potential to significantly improve education, it is critical to recognize the digital gap and the problem faced by people who lack access to technology or the essential digital skills. Equitable access to technology and sufficient training are critical for preventing further marginalization of disadvantaged groups.
The use of Google Meet as a key platform for online learning has shown to be a simple and effective solution, devoid of major technical challenges. Google Meet's user friendly interface and minimum bandwidth consumption have enabled smooth online interaction, guaranteeing that all participants, regardless of technological expertise, can actively participate in a learning process. Learners haven't had any complaints regarding technical issues. It can be said to be safe, both related to quotas that do not burden internet quota. So far, there haven't been many complaints from participants regarding online teaching and learning activities because Google Meet itself is a lightweight application. There are no obstacles in using the platform. The application provided can be used by all groups. They only directly join Google Meeting through the link provided. Students already have a permanent Google Meeting link, so they can directly join the Google Meeting platform.
That's very insightful. But before we move on to the final question, I would want to ask our listener to consider the current state of technology, where technology has become an important part of education. In this regard, how do we ensure that students don't just rely on technology to learn? Because we know, while technology has many benefits, especially for education, it is critical to establish a balance between digital and traditional learning approaches. Dependency on technology can stifle the growth of critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity.
Basically, technology cannot be separated from life today. Not only that, participants certainly understand the technology that exists today, especially the use of AI or artificial intelligence in each lesson that can be relied upon for learning. However, with their own awareness, students join to learn, so students can also utilize learning resources other than the internet or the use of technology. Students are said to have more honesty and desire to learn. In conclusion, while technology has become a vital tool in modern education, it should be utilized sparingly to supplement, not replace, traditional learning techniques. By encouraging a balanced approach, educators may help students become critical thinkers, self-sufficient learners, and ethical technology users.
Great point! There's a lot to unpack. We'll definitely come back to this later as we wrap up this segment. I want to thank you for that insightful responses. His expertise has truly enriched this discussion. I can't believe we're already at the end of today's discussion. Thank you, Giska, for joining us in today's discussion. Before we closing our discussion today, let me summarize what we've talked about. Okay, so in this our insightful discussion, we can conclude that utilizing technology in education offers numerous benefits for enhancing learning effectiveness. Specifically at PKBM Bina Insani Bandung, they have utilized various platforms to support online learning. Wow, it is very unexpected that even a small institution has used established technology. Maybe this is what is expected from the use of technology itself. Hopefully, other institutions can implement the same things because the size of an institution is not a reason not to use today's technology. I'm Elegant, and thank you to all of you for listening and staying with us until the end. I really hope you found today's discussion useful and inspiring. Don't forget to like and share this podcast with anyone who might enjoy or benefit from it. Goodbye!